Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is me once again, screaming into the void of the internet. I got some crap that I kind of need to get off my chest. And, honestly, I was going to do it secondly, but I'll do it first, right? It's been a hot minute since I've even, discussed stuff about this, but honestly, you guys know my stance on cis-tuz and nibbas and people that look like me. It's not too positive, right? But, I honestly have to mention this because even though this is late, when I saw that on Instagram, it's so accurate because Boondocks essentially had an episode where they were talking about this crap with R. Kelly, way back in the day where he peed on that freaking underage chick and crap like that. And at the end of the episode, right? And I recommend you watch Boondocks. It's not necessarily some ratchet ghetto show. It's basically an open criticism of the Nibba community. So even if you think that you wouldn't like a show like that, watch that show. I promise you, it's worth your time. And that show, when at the end of the show, when I guess he got off scot-free, right? The people basically were doing dances and stuff like that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because even though, like I said, this is old news, but I kind of want to talk about it because I wanted to get it off my chest and talk about the community as usual, right? Essentially, Diddy, right, the diddler, he gets off out of jail, and the people that love this guy, they celebrate by literally bathing themselves in baby oil and crap like that and making a fool of themselves, outside of the freaking courts and stuff like that. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because literally just in the Boondocks, when those people were freaking goofing off at the fact that freaking R. Kelly in that spinoff in the episode was basically getting away with what he was doing to the freaking minors. It's essentially basically a freaking prediction because that show came out way before any of this crap was going on. Now I kind of want to talk about something in relation to that I probably got a hot take on. I don't really feel bad to any adult, shall we say, that got diddled at a freaking party. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Because these freaking actors and actresses alike, both of them, right? They will hit that casting couch in the blink of an eye. All of this so-called, Me Too bullcrap, they don't give a rat's arse about that stuff if that means that their careers get advanced, right? They don't care. They will do the vilest, most disgusting crap and record themselves doing it. And you're openly seeing it with that freaking one chick that was basically talking about the stuff that she was admitting to doing with Diddy and crap like that. And she's still with her freaking husband. This freaking cuck, the king of cucks himself, bro, is with this chick even after all of this evidence. And it's honestly, hands down, the ultimate victory to all of these slores out here that want to live like that and then think that they get some kind of happy ending fairy tale with some guy and he's taking care of them after hearing that crap. I still cannot believe that he's with her after that, but that's kind of besides the point. I kind of want to keep this kind of centered on the Nibba community because I need to get something off my chest about these people. And it's kind of going to go into a little bit of an update in relation to something that's going on with me, but I really legit need to get another job. I really do. If I stay here too long, I think I'm really going to start getting irritated with stuff, dude. And here's essentially what's going on. Essentially, good old female manager, like I've mentioned before, right, is implementing even more freaking rules that make it harder, to do your dang job. But lo and behold, whenever I'm working with a predominantly, essentially Nibba team, right, they will always try and make it seem like I am not doing my job, properly, or I'm not fast enough and stuff like that. Now, it's very funny because if this was actually the case, then obviously the male manager that I kind of talk about and stuff like that, the one that I honestly praise to a high standards, he would have a problem with me. Funnily enough, no one else, just the Nibbas, say anything about that. And the reason that I feel like they do is because I do not talk to them like that, and I do not talk like a freaking idiot. I don't say nigga every 5 seconds and say some kind of goddamn cuss word or something, right? I know how to talk, without ebonics, as we say, right? And I am almost positive that irritates them. that I don't like, talk about. Hey, listen, I'm not the freaking employee that just talks and crap like that. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to like just do my job. And I'm not saying this out of like defense or shaming them, because I don't really give a rat's arse. I know how to tolerate people that I don't really care for. But it's funny because these two people, right? They will call out consistently, okay? Sometimes before they're even supposed to be here, like an hour before they're supposed to be here. I have literally only called out one day, and that's literally on the day that I had to move. And the only other thing I think I can think of is like being late, and I've only been late 3 times. And all 3 of those times was literally, well, only one time was because, like, I'm telling you, like, I look at my schedule, I'm not clocked in. Next day, all of a sudden, I'm clocked in. And I honestly, to this day, really think that they must have changed that at the last second, thinking that I was going to check that every single hour of every single day, But aside from that, the 2 other times was because of Uber. People canceled on me, and that was that. I can't control it because I don't have a car. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because these people, okay, that have been here longer, that consistently make, for a worse team, somehow, who call out and come late, are telling me that I am not doing my job properly. To the extent that they tried to report me today. And I'm like, listen, now, nothing really happened of it, but, because, listen, I don't really care about this stuff. I don't really take this personally. But I just find it very interesting that people who are here late, but they're still somehow employed, they call off consistently, but they're still somehow employed, right, are going to tell me, because I'm not necessarily new anymore at this point. I've been working here for a couple of months now. Come the end of August, that'll be like, I think 6 months, right? But they're going to tell me that, I'm not doing my job properly. And so I'm like, listen, if these people are getting basically special benefits and stuff like that, and they're somehow being here despite the crappy jobs that they do, to be honest, I can't do nothing about that. I'm not going to try and do something about that. I'm not the kind of person to take it up with management, because then if I have to come here consistently, then, let's be real. Then you got to deal with the crap, and I don't really feel like dealing with the tense atmosphere and crap like that. I don't feel like dealing with that. So I just said, well, whatever. Because listen, like when he just told me like straight up, I was like, listen, bro, I'm not taking none of this personally. All I'm hearing is it's time for me to get a new job, because I really don't give a rat's ass. I really do not care about this job like that. This is not the only job that I can get, and I know that I can get better. And I'm just going to bring this back to the point of nibbas. Whenever a nibba, and I'm telling you folks, if you are one of these people that cannot stand nibbas, please do not ever apologize for that. There is a valid freaking reason why I moved away from these cocksuckers. I made damn sure to get away and to get into a neighborhood where I barely see them. Barely see them. There is a reason for that. And to that freaking community that, demanded that they have their own community, to that, like, white community that got their own space, I freaking applaud you, and I hope to God that you prove to everybody that when you are by yourselves, the crime is minimal, and if there is crime, this is the main thing that I'm concerned about for that community. If there is any one of those cocksuckers amongst you, child touchers, y'all suckers better take care of them, because that's the ultimate crime. That is the ultimate crime, and if you don't deal with that bastard accordingly and you got your own community, you're going to make me sick. Because way too many of these bastards are getting off way too easy in this freaking country when they're freaking touching kids and crap. They're getting off way too easy. They just have to sign some freaking registration, and yeah, that sucks for them, but these bastards don't care because they're still out on the prowl. So I'm just saying, this community, yeah, you don't got any freaking nibbas there and stuff like that, good on you, but if there are people there, if there are creeps, not creeps in the way that the chicks describe them, but actual creeps, pedo bears, flashers, whatever, y'all suckers better handle them to prove to everybody that you run your crap perfectly. That's all I'm saying. But to everybody in general, if you want to be away from nibbas, please understand you are absolutely valid. Because let me go ahead and get to the main meat of this freaking video. Skinfolk is not freaking kinfolk. Something that people really seem to get twisted is that just because some cocksucker looks like you, that you're somehow obligated to like care about them and love them and stuff like that. And that's hilarious to me, because the whole concept of the freaking human race in competing with resources, at the end of the day, we're freaking humans. You could say that these people aren't you, but if they really aren't you, you should not be able to freaking breed with them and pop out kids. But somehow we can. So that at the end of the day, we're still the freaking same species. If you want to say that there are differences between like the species in terms of features due to geography, by all means, I will also say that till we're blue in the face. But we can interbreed, and so therefore we're at the end of the day the same species. But let me make this very clear. I absolutely agree with too much of this crap where you're trying to blend the cultures and stuff like that. Yeah, because there are just idiots out here that ruin crap for everybody. When I look at some of these people, freaking going to these other countries and they're traveling, they're making absolute fools of themselves. You know what I think? I say, you know what? When I finally get enough money and I decide to say go visit an Asian country and try and like get more in depth into robotics and like the dolls and stuff like that, I wonder like if I'm even gonna get the chance, if they're just not gonna decide, hey, let's just ban all these freaking nibbas over here. And honestly, again, it would suck, but I'd understand. Why would I understand? Because these idiots do everything in their power to make it seem like, let's just try and think of the worst thing that we can do and do that times 10 to make people hate us. And then the moment that they hate us, we're going to say that, oh, you don't have the rights. You're just being racist. And that crap pisses me off because if they get into any position of power, right, they'll sit around and talk about how oppressed they are. But if they get in any position of power, they walk around with a goddamn chip on their shoulders. They sit around here and act like everybody who's, air quotes, under them needs to work harder. And I'm telling you, guys, every time that I have ever had any instance where I have went to a supposedly Nibba-owned, establishment, it is such a ripoff. You get bad service, you get bad attitudes. And if I go somewhere where I'm just saying the people actually have, I don't know, decency, a brain or something, and they don't speak with Ebonics, I get better service. Now, does that mean that they can't be cocksuckers? Absolutely no. But the fact of the matter is, let's just acknowledge it for what it is. Just because some bastard looks like you, doesn't mean anything. And I know that I'm just saying this from the Nibba's perspective. You just say, hey, well, listen, bro. If I went somewhere where people look like me, it's not going to be like that. I'm like, hey, well, explain what's going on in the freaking Middle East. These bastards just are blowing each other to smithereens over nothing. Explain what's going on in freaking Ukraine. These suckers look like each other. They're, at the end of the day, they may not both exactly be Russian, but they speak damn near a similar language, and they're freaking slaughtering each other. At the end of the day, the human race really just sucks. Let's just call it what it is. The human race really just sucks. They don't give a rat's ass if you look like them or not. They're going to try and take whatever they can out of each other. Just think about how many best friends and stuff like that, people that have been together through thick and thin, and then they cheat on each other. They cheat on that friendship. And I'm not misspeaking. I'm not misspeaking when I say this. They cheat on that friendship because a girl gets involved. And they want to try and get that girl for themselves. And now all of a sudden the years of friendship go right out the freaking window because of peace leave. Like somehow there aren't billions of other people to choose from. Sure, that chick may be fine, but is that chick worth your friendship? But to a lot of guys, oh yeah, it is. It is. In their opinion. That crap makes me sick though. It really just makes me sick because it really gets tiring to hear cocksuckers try and talk about how you're just supposed to be loyal to somebody just because they look like you. I didn't ask to look like these cocksuckers. I didn't ask for that. I don't really care to look like... Sometimes I don't even freaking feel human because of how stupid the freaking human race is. You gotta wonder. You really gotta think about it. Think about it from a logical, statistical standard, right? Most humans in the world do not operate like a first world country, right? Okay. So, what does that mean? Most of them want to act like, cavemen. Really think about it, right? They want to bonk each other on the head. Government corruption, political corruption, and they just want to rule through an iron fist, right? And even over in first world countries, let's not get it twisted. They still have the club. It's just invisible. I can't even speak. I'm sorry. Invisible. It's just invisible. They'll still bonk you on the head. Oh, you're not going to do what we want you to do? We'll freeze your bank account. Oh yeah, don't forget good old Canada. The truckers, oh yeah, they froze their bank accounts. Uh-huh. Oh, what's that? Don't even forget, in UK and Canada, you're talking bad about peoples. We can't have any of that. You're talking bads about peoples. And so, the memes, yeah, you could get your arse put in jail. For 7 years. So please don't get it twisted. It's not just because, somebody looks like you or anything. The fact of the matter is, people are people. Humans are humans first. And everyone here wants to put things in a manner that allows them to be at the top. Because at the end of the day, nature as a whole, massive pyramid scheme, bro. If you're going to participate in this hierarchy bullcrap, it's just pyramid scheme. That's why they cannot imagine. They can't imagine when people like us just say, F it, I'm not going to participate, at least not as much as you think. I'll participate enough to get what I want, but I'm not going to participate enough to start like screwing everybody over because I don't care. I don't care. And they can't imagine that because for them, they dedicate their entire existence to this crap. They always have to be proving to everyone else that, oh, I'm good enough, I'm buff enough, I'm tall enough, I'm confident enough, I'm enough, I'm enough. And I can just say, oh, I'm enough and not give a rat's arse about what anyone else says. And I hope that one day that, you know, a lot of you guys in this space can know that you're enough too. Not because I'm saying it, but because you can just look in the mirror and say, hey, listen, I got what I need. F these people. F their validation. Why am I going to seek validation from a dumb-ass, broken freaking world about people that put arbitrary constructs over the value of their own species? I love when I hear all these dumb arses talking about, oh, my birth rates, my population rates. Shut your ass up. You don't care about that. You do not care. You will walk right past your own freaking species in a time of need, and you're going to look me in the eyes and say you give a rat's arse about a birth rate? Yeah, good freaking joke. You care about birth rates. No, buddy. You just want to bust cheeks and get what do you know? You can bust cheeks anytime you want. You just don't want to accept what you got to do it. You don't want to pay. You somehow think that somehow if somebody freaking loves you, the maintenance money that you're paying for them, that's different. It's not me paying for it. She loves me, bro. She told me. She's holding my hand and kissing me. She told me she loves me. It's true. It makes me sick, bro. It really does. And I don't kind of want to, you know, go off on a tangent, but hands down, bro, this Skinfolk, Kinfolk bullcrap is just ridiculous. It really is. You don't owe these people anything just because they freaking look like you, excuse me. You don't owe them anything. So don't ever feel like just because some bastard's telling you to do something or a family member's telling you to do something that you somehow owe it to these people. Just because, oh, we're related or we look alike or something. You don't owe them nothing, dude. This is your life. This is your life. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them anything. You get the final say with what you want to do with your life. And if they approve, whatever. It's not them. You got to live it. You know? But man, oh man. What a freaking night, you know? But yeah, I really need to try and find another job. So it really sucks. I know I said I was going to be looking for one. But honestly, I just have not really had time because this freaking wage cage crap, it wears on you, man, and you don't want to do stuff sometimes, I'll tell you. You know, sometimes when I'm usually trying to hit 100 push-ups, I'll just sometimes need to just do 50 and then do 50 the next day in the morning. You know, since by the time I get home, most of the time it's a brand new day anyway. So, I understand, you know, but definitely right now, considering just how freaking sorry these suckers are over here, and it's not everybody, you know, because it's like my younger coworker, he's good. Obviously, male manager, he's good. And hands down, like a gay coworker, he's great. Like when I'm closing with them consistently, there's no problems. There's nothing wrong. But the moment that I close with these freaking nibbas, it's always something. That's why I'm telling you. There's a reason I moved far away from them and I don't look at them. I don't freaking engage with them. I don't care who thinks that this is wrong. They are not my people. My people are not skinfolk. That's not kinfolk. Skinfolk is not kinfolk. My people are people who agree with me up here. And I don't mean agree with me in the sense that they agree with what I say. It's how they see the world. It's their perspectives. It's their thinking processes. That's my people. Not people who agree with me, again, word for word. It's how you see the world, your perspectives, things like that. That will make you my people. But this whole, like, freaking, oh, you're my peeps, you're my brother, no, the hell you aren't. No, you aren't. You aren't. And everybody needs to make that crap very clear. Whether it's, you know, skin issue, whether it's family issue, heck, even friend issue. You need to, like, be able to stand up for yourself and just say, hey, listen, man. Just because, like, we get along on this doesn't mean that everything that we, you know, that we talk about, we got to agree with. You got to be able to understand that just because somebody has a bit of abrasion with you is not necessarily a bad thing. You got to be able to stand up for yourself, man. You have to, because these cocksuckers will try and walk all over you. And that's exactly what's trying to happen over here, and they think they're going to do it. But I'm really just going to say, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the high road. You know, it sucks. And it's not like I'm going to do it, like, right now and just, like, not come back. But I'm going to try and find something as quickly as possible. And the moment that I have it secured, 100%, getting the heck up out of here. It is what it is. But, I think that's about it, you know. I mean, a bit of a rant as well as like you know, unloading some of that job bullcrap. But hey, man, it has to be said. It really does, because I know I'm speaking for tons of people here, where some people in your freaking jobs try and walk all over you and think that you're just gonna put up with it or something just because you're quiet. No, 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 you don't. No, you don't. They could shove that right up their arses and call it a day. You know, it is what it is. I digress, guys. As always, thank you all for listening. I do hope that things are going well for you in some capacity, and if they aren't, I hope that you try and hang in there, guys, because again, it can get better. There's life beyond your pain. You got to be willing to tough out some really effed up days. I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I know how long you got to tough them out, but you really got to be willing to tough out the effed up days to get to the good ones. And trust me, just because I had like an irritating arse shift does not mean that, you know, I had an awful day. Not by a long shot. But in order to experience these good days, bro, you got to kind of tough out the bad ones. And that sucks. I really wish that there was a different way, but so far there isn't, you know. But thank you guys for listening as usual. God bless. I will see you guys next time.